I think the U.S. needs to think about both multilateral and bilateral dimensions of its engagement with its major trading and financial partners. In terms of the multilateral engagement, one thing that the crisis has shown us is that it's not just financial policies, either domestically or internationally, that are important, but macroeconomic policies have a very important bearing on the outcome of weak or inappropriate financial policies. And the term global imbalances or global macroeconomic imbalances has, of course, come back to hurt us with a vengeance. When the U.S. was running large current account deficits, and it looked like the rest of the world was going to sustain them by financing the U.S. current account deficit, some were arguing that this was, in fact, a sustainable outcome. Clearly, it's proved unsustainable, but in a very specific way. Many of us had assumed that a correction would come through a sharp depreciation in the U.S. dollar and a very sharp adjustment in the U.S. current account deficit. That's not happened. In fact, we have a perverse situation right now where the rest of the world still seems to be looking to the U.S. to sort of pull it out of the slump. And clearly, this is not on. If you think about what drove U.S. consumption, it was very high levels of consumer debt. It was a very high level of the public deficit. And both the government finances need to be repaired and household balance sheets need to be repaired. So it's hard to see the U.S. as being the leader for world demand yet again. But the concern is that this is, in fact, how many countries, including China, for instance, are viewing how things should pan out, that they still view exports as being a very important part of their growth strategy. And it's not just China, but a variety of other countries as well that do view exports as a critical element of their growth strategy. And here I see a potential danger that the global macroeconomic imbalances, if anything, could slightly worsen in the short term. And if this gets tied into protectionist tendencies and trade pressures, we could be in for a relapse in the near term. So this is something that will have to be guarded against.